excited. So Friday, we're actually having one of the few multis that's in Colorado. We've got some decathletes and a heptathlete that are going to compete there. Western State's going to bring a few people to that meet as well. And then that'll start Friday, and then Saturday, Fort Lewis is going to bring some people, and Western will have a handful, and then we'll have us. And then there's 14 athletes that are going to go out to California. We're going to start on Thursday. Trevor's going to throw the hammer at Mount Sac Relays on Thursday, and then we have multiple races. One at Azusa Pacific University, and then at Long Beach State. And those are going to be Friday, Saturday meets. So big weekend. We're expecting big marks and good competition all around. So.
Yeah, that's just kind of the nature of the beast. Is, especially when it comes to something that's new to you. You're just getting used to the technique, and you get a hold of the throw, and it could go. It happened. Like what happened with me, it could be a huge PR, and it could just completely bomb. So it's just one of the things that happens with throwing. Honestly, it felt kind of just like I'd been throwing the rest of the day. I felt like I didn't really get a hold of it as well as I could have, but it ended up being a big throw, so I was happy with it at the end of the day.
I think that bodes well for future throws. I think Trevor's being pretty modest because he went from barely having a provisional national mark, and he's ranked 22nd in the nation Division II now on the hammer throw. So not safe to go, kind of what we talked about. Usually we want to be inside the top 20 on the national list, but a lot farther than we were last year. He's way ahead of last year. I think for Trevor, it's going to be at Mount Sac Relays. He's competing against SA Hatfields, Division I, or some international athletes in there. But Mekayla has the same thing. She's got a couple opportunities to run the hurdles a few times, and the Mount Sac Relays is going to be very tough. She also has a lot of D1 competition. Some of the top D2 competitors in the nation are in that as well. But Long Beach State, usually what happens is everyone competes Thursday and Friday at meets, and then everyone goes to Long Beach. So she's going to see some of the same competition, if not better competition, at Long Beach on Saturday. So there's no real down meet this weekend out in California. So between Mount Sac and Long Beach, I think will be the best competition.
Well, I just kind of focus on doing what I got to do to perform. A lot of it is you'll see like a lot of athletes who are just a lot of them will be older. Other ones are just like crazy athletes, really good at what they do. And sometimes it comes down to coaching. Sometimes it comes down to them just being freaks. But you observe and you do whatever you can to take away any little kind of tips or just whatever you can do to up your game for the next meet. It's just a learning experience, I feel like.
I don't really like to separate between D1 and D2 athletes. I think that everyone out there is competing and doing their best, and I've met some incredible D2 athletes that are better than some D1 athletes that I met, so I'm really looking forward just to going out there and compete with some really great athletes in general.
Mekayla's also literally an eye blink away from getting on the national list in the 100-meter hurdles, so for her to have a couple opportunities here is going to be really good for her, and I think her response is indicative of how she races too. I think she kind of has tunnel vision. She focuses on her lane when she races. Correct me if I'm wrong, that's what it looks like from my perspective. But she does a great job of just kind of clearing her mind out and clear the mechanism and just compete.
So a little bit of both. I mean, it's always great to be at home. It kind of like the home field advantage. It makes a big difference no matter what kind of sport you're in. But this is like a very select few people who are going to go to California, so it's a big honor and it's a big opportunity for us to compete against some of the top athletes in D1, D2, wherever. And so I'm just grateful for that, and I think for me at least, I feel like them going to California this weekend is probably what I prefer. I get a chance to perform and to compete against people who are better than me. So I just want to do that and do whatever I can and come out on top.
I completely agree with Trevor. I think it's an amazing opportunity that just a few of us get to take part in, traveling all this way and competing with some really good athletes. And I think that competition really drives you to do your best. And the opportunity to do that is outstanding. I would give away 100 home meets to do this again and again.
Coaching is tapering us, so we have some harder trainings and up until for the next couple of weeks until we get closer to RMAX and hoping to peak at RMAX, and then for anyone who makes nationals, then to again peak at nationals. So for us it's just working hard up until then and just doing our best to be prepared and perform our best when RMAX comes around.
I think it's all coming together slowly but surely. I can finally see everything kind of clicking into place as far as working speed and finding those little tweaks as far as technique with hurdles. So I think that's what it's all about at this point, just finding everything little that you can do to make it that much better.